Let's keep those good times rolling with Money Making Weekend, where we've got soccer, NASCAR, and basketball bets. Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's Jason Mattis, of course, with Winning Bets, giving you guys free sports picks every single day, and we're on the Friday edition here of Winning Bets. That's right, we've made it to the weekend, everybody, and obviously I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. You guys remember on yesterday's show, I told you guys I was feeling good. Well, I'm still feeling good. It takes a lot to actually get me down. If you hang around with me long enough, you'll know I'm a pretty positive person, but I also told you guys on yesterday's show, spring was in the air. No, Mother Nature said no. Woke up this morning to a few inches of snow on the ground. Holy cow, completely shocked me. I'm not a guy that follows the daily weather forecast, so I wake up, it's raining, it's sunny, it's snowing. It's like, okay, well, that's what you deal with that today. So I've been living in Chicago long enough. I certainly know that, the winter weather and the winter temperatures can go, hell, sometimes even into May. So I wasn't surprised to see snow, but I was surprised to see snow last night, if that makes sense. And I'm not too thrilled about that. Spring was in the air yesterday, no more, but I'm still feeling good. That's what matters the most. You know what else has got me feeling really damn good, guys? Baseball is back. Oh, yeah. If you're happy baseball's back now, jump up and down, jump up and down, jump up and down. If you're happy baseball's back, jump up and down. Now sit back down. We got baseball back, guys. All we gotta do is get from now until April 7th, and then we can crush baseball just like we did last year. We're gonna be doing, of course, those Nerfies and those Rifies that we absolutely love. We'll, of course, do pitching props, whether it's strikeout version or late in the season when DraftKings was offering us those recorded outs props. I absolutely love that. So, we'll, of course, be playing those. We get our team totals back, and, of course, we get our first 5-inning prop bets back as well. So, just absolutely thrilled baseball is back. Everybody remembers, if you were around here last year, how well we did in baseball. So can't wait till April 7th. We just got to get from now until then, which we'll easily do through basketball and obviously predominantly soccer. Most importantly, probably soccer will get us to that point. But yeah, baseball's back, guys. So we did it. They finally got a deal. So thrilled about that. One other quick thing here for you guys. You've noticed the thumbnails have obviously changed. Everybody knows those previous thumbnails I used on my daily shows. They were horrendous and atrocious and terrible looking. I've obviously teamed up with the Hockey Squirrel to make me thumbnails. It wasn't until I came across him that occasionally I get a good thumbnail. Well, I just want to point out, because they are dramatically different, but I don't want you guys missing out on the daily show. Two things will let you know which thumbnail is for the daily show video. One, the thumbnail will have the date on the thumbnail. And two, the titles are still today's date with free sports picks. So that'll let you know that that thumbnail, that title is for daily show. And then other videos are, my Premier League show, my NASCAR show, and all those free fantasy videos, contests that we play along there. So just wanted to point that out. Don't want you guys missing the daily show with the thumbnails are changing. You need something a little bit more clickable. Yeah, those old thumbnails, we all know those suck. So hopefully these thumbnails are a little bit more attracting and I can get just that one more click. All right, enough with all that. Let's go ahead and remember those good times from yesterday. And then, of course, let's roll out the weekend slate of bets. Yesterday was all absolutely fantastic. Let's just go ahead and start right with the dramatic cash right there. Obviously, it's Chelsea minus 1.5, and Chelsea scored at both halves. We got a goal that cashed 2 bets. That's why I was obviously super dramatic. I watched that entire game. Well, actually, I didn't watch the entire game. Missed about the first 5 minutes. When I started watching, it was already 1-0. So I'd love to jump into a broadcast and already see Chelsea up 1-0. Then they get another goal in that first half. They end up halftime being up 2-0. Dominated Norwich that first half. Exactly what we thought. And then Norwich, give Norwich a ton of damn credit. If they could only play like they played in that second half all season long, they would not be in a relegation fight. They were by far the better team that second half, was pressing Chelsea all over them. They were getting the ball. They were doing dangerous things with it. If they had Chelsea's attacking players, that game would have been 3-2 Chelsea win, because Norwich deserved probably a second goal. They had some opportunities. One was off a free kick, and I'm still trying to understand how Norwich didn't score. But they didn't score because they have shitty players. And thankfully for us, those shitty players aren't obviously that good. But yeah, Norwich was absolutely incredible. I was sitting there watching that game and thinking, almost just before the announcer said it, like, damn, thank God Chelsea put Conte in this game to just kind of, settle it down and maybe give us a chance to get a goal. And then it was like 10 seconds later, the announcer, said almost the exact same thing, talked about how Conte was getting in the pockets of space and creating spaces with his movement and stuff. And sure enough, Conte was amazing. He did that, settled the game down for Chelsea, and then he also gave the assist, which was for the third goal, which, cashed our Chelsea to score in both halves, dramatic plus money cash. And then obviously cashed Chelsea minus 1.5 on that Asian line. So I went absolutely bonkers when that ball hit the back of the net. Absolutely love that moment right there. And we obviously had a lot of other good moments yesterday in the Premier League. We also got Southampton, Newcastle over 2.5 goals. Good cash right there. Wolves team total over 1.5. That was a nice plus money cash. Aston Villa team total over 1.5. That was another good plus money cash. In Europa League, we went 1-1. We missed the Barcelona team total. I didn't watch that game, but if I had to take a guess, Galatasaray probably just parked the damn bus, and Barcelona was probably unable to break them down. If I'd take a guess without watching the game, that's probably what happened. But then we did hit our parlay. Remember, we took under 2.5 goals in Sevilla West Ham, and we parlayed that with over 2.5 goals in Atalanta Leverkusen at a good plus 165. So fantastic cash right there. Unfortunately, our night did end with a lose. Of course, if I ever give you guys a hockey bet, it always comes from the hockey squirrel. And the Kraken gave a hell of a comeback, down 3-0, tied at 3-3, but then lost in overtime due to a penalty. Like, you can't commit a penalty. Like, I don't really know all that much of hockey, but I know when the overtime, they take a man off the ice, so you're skating, 4-on-4, and if you commit a penalty, you're kind of effed, and they unfortunately committed a penalty. And the Senators scored 30 seconds later or something. Joe, unfortunate right there. They couldn't quite complete the comeback, but still just a fantastic day at plus 4.79 units. And now up on the week at plus 4.44 units on the week. And as you guys can see right there, we spent a little bit of our arbitrage money. Of course, they didn't hit or anything, but it adds to our fun and adds to our excitement every single day. And that's what we want to do around here. Have fun, enjoy our sports betting while putting money in our pocket. Fantastic day yesterday, and loved cashing those bets with you guys. Guys, go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that like button. Let me know you were a part of yesterday's cashes. All right, let's go ahead now and talk to BetUS, and let's, of course, go right to soccer. Let's go right to La Liga. Got Atletico Madrid versus Cadiz. I'm going win to nil, minus 105 over at BetRivers. So Atletico Madrid win to nil, minus 105 over BetRivers. Last season, Madrid won this game 4-0. Cadiz is 18th. They're sitting in the relegation spot. Their goal differential is 23 and 39 in those 27 games. Madrid's goal differential at home is 23 and 12 in 13 games. So less goals conceded than they have played that game. So love that right there. Cadiz on the way, their away goal differential is 12 and 21 in 13 games. And when I say 12 and 21 in 13 games, I'm saying they've only scored 12 goals, but they've conceded 21. So you've got Madrid at home, who's conceding less than a goal per game. You've got Cadiz that on the road is scoring less than a goal per game. I'm not worried about upcoming Champions League game here for Atletico Madrid because La Liga did them a solid and put this game on Friday. So I don't know if they play Tuesday or Wednesday against Manchester United, but either way, they'll have 3 full days off for recovery. So Atletico Madrid should be able to play this however they want in terms of their players and anything. They should be able to play it. No real issue right there. And Madrid's coming off a clean sheet in their last home game against Celta Vigo. So they're starting to play a little bit better here. So I like this right there. This one will be sweaty. We know how, win to nils or clean sheets are just always sweaty. It's one dumb moment and it can unfortunately wreck this bet, but there's enough to go ahead and support it. I like this more than I do over or under 2.5. You could maybe lean under 2.5 because, this could finish 1-0, 2-0, but Madrid does have enough attacking quality where if they're having a good day, all of a sudden now they're going to get 3, 4, maybe even a 5th goal, past Cadiz because, they're a terrible team. They're battling relegation. Atletico Madrid has far better, superior quality players. So I'm a little nervous with the over or the under 2.5. Let's just hope Cadiz can't find the back of the net. And then obviously Madrid goes on and wins the game. So Atletico Madrid, win to nil, minus 105 for me. 2 other games in soccer. You do get in League One, Lille versus Saint Etienne. This one, the over-under, the over's at minus 104. The under's at minus 106. I mean, it is literally a coin flip. If you want to talk stats, the clubs average barely over 2.5 goals at 2.9 and 2.7. Home and away, they're at 2.7. Goal differential would suggest that maybe an under would hit, but I don't know. Recent head-to-heads would suggest an under. I don't know. That one literally felt like a coin flip, so I went ahead and laid off that one. And then the other game going on in the Netherlands involves Ajax going up against a terrible team that they beat 9-0 in the reverse fixture. But to really get in the bet of that, you got to be willing to bet over 4.5, and 5 goals is just a ton of lot in soccer. And obviously we all know how good Ajax is, and their opponent's trash. Again, beat them 9-0 in the reverse fixture, but I'm not willing to bet that somebody's going to score 5 goals in a game or any, right? It's just over under. Both of them could contribute to that, but realistically, you're counting on all of Ajax, and they can certainly do 5, but that's a lot of goals in a soccer game. So I'm going to just go ahead and roll with Atletico Madrid, win to 0 for our afternoon soccer. All right, let's turn our attention now to NASCAR and go ahead and roll out our weekend head-to-head NASCAR bets that we like to do. The boys are in Phoenix this weekend. The Ruoff Mortgage 500 already broke down this entire race earlier on in the midweek there with William Blackwell. Had a fantastic time. We looked back at Vegas, talked about this upcoming race there at Phoenix. Just had a really good time, as I do each and every single week there on the Highline podcast, talking the upcoming race. So if you want any justification for these head-to-head bets, you know where to get them. Just go watch that episode and you can justify them. If you just want to blindly tail and cash with me, that's cool too. Let's go ahead and do it. I'm going to go ahead and do Joey Logano over Denny Hamlin at -110 over at DraftKings. I'm going to go ahead and do Tyler Reddick over Austin Cindric at -125 over at BetMGM. I'm going to do Bubba Wallace over Chris Buescher at -115 over at BetMGM. And then give me Eric Almirola over Christopher Bell at -108 over at BetRivers. And that'll be our 4 NASCAR head-to-head bets for this weekend's Ruoff Mortgage 500 at the Phoenix International Raceway. And again, if you want any justification for that, just go check out the Highline podcast. Let's talk some Premier League real quick. I'm going to do this week's episode of Between the Posts with Matt today at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. So there is probably about a 90% chance that by the time you watch this video, we're either recording it live or it'll have already been done. Either way, I'm going to link that video to the end of this one. So if you guys want my Premier League bets, you're going to have to go ahead and watch that show. I want you guys to get the justification. Now, that being said, if you're just sitting there and saying, dude, I don't give a crap why you're justifying this pick, just give me the picks. That's all I want, is just give me the picks. Well, if you're new to that show, I recap the bets at the end of the show. And if you've watched the show before, you know we do a recap at the end. So just click on this week's episode of Between the Posts, match week number 29. It'll be easy to find. Again, I'll link it here at the video of this. And just forward all the way to the end if you don't want any justification. And then go ahead and get those bets. But I want to go ahead and give those out on Between the Posts like we do each and every single week. We unfortunately didn't do the broadcast yesterday, so we're doing it today. Again, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Again, you guys want my Premier League bets for this week, and I've got a plethora of them. I'm looking forward to this weekend's action. Go ahead and watch this episode of Between the Posts. And again, you can forward all the way to the end. I would say, roughly speaking, about the last 2 minutes. We'll get you the recap of both Matt's bets and my bets on Between the Posts. All right, I guess let's go ahead and talk some NBA. Again, everybody knows I'm down on the NBA currently right now in terms of how I feel about the NBA, but there was only one game that really checks out in terms of over-unders. It's Cavs versus Heat. I've got it scored at 220. The over-under's at 209.5. I don't know. I mean, yeah, if you look at head-to-heads, you would be wanting to take the under recently, but the current trend would say go ahead and take the under. So I'm a little bit conflicted on that. I think more than likely I'm going to find 2 games, give myself a little bit of action tonight, and either find my favorite prop bet or find 2 games and do a teaser parlay. So just look for me a little bit later on Twitter. Maybe I'll pull the action again on a player prop, or maybe we'll do a teaser over under parlay, or maybe hell we'll go ahead and take over 209.5 in Cavs versus Heat. But I'm going to go ahead, wait to see what happens with Atletico Madrid. With all the other numbers really just checking out bang on accurate bear by the sports books, there's just not a big rush to go ahead and get an NBA bet, and especially if you're going to go ahead and tease it, right? Maybe wait and see if the public does this game a line movement favor where you didn't expect there to be movement in your favor. So let's just kind of see this out there and where the kind of numbers settle in the NBA. And then I want to get in some action tonight, right? I love gambling. I love that whole obviously feeling of gambling just like you guys do. So I will go ahead and get in at least one NBA bet tonight. Just go ahead and look for me a little bit later on Twitter for that bet. All right, guys, big weekend again, and it all starts off this weekend here with Atletico Madrid win to 0 at -105. Let's go ahead and cash that bet, and then we've got, again, more soccer bets, NASCAR head-to-head, and we'll sprinkle some NBA bets in there as well. All right, guys, again, it's Friday. Thanks for kicking off your Friday with me here. Go enjoy your weekend, and we look forward to seeing you back here next week where we'll recap how this week went, and we'll kick off another week here of winning bets. Have a good one. Thanks for watching till the end. I'm Jason Mattis. Any love you can show by giving me a like, a subscription, or a comment, or even just share this video is very much appreciated. And don't forget to turn on your notifications to increase your chances of locking in the same odds as I talked about today. And check out my other great videos in these corners.